afternoon, good evening, whichever part of the world you are joining us from. Global Council for the Promotion of International Trade, GCPIT, is proud to welcome you all to this prestigious event, the Global Sustainability Awards 2021. Global Council for the Promotion of International Trade, or GCPIT, is one of the fastest growing organizations based out of India, South Africa, UK, and US, with board and council member representation across the world. The objective of this organization is to implement relevant major national development strategies, promote foreign trade, bilateral investment, and economic and technological cooperation, carry forward cooperation with overseas trade promotion counterparts, receive overseas high-end trade and economic delegations, and much, much more. Since our launch, we have been organizing many premium online events like the Global Leadership Dialogue, Global Women's Business Summit, the Womenomics Global Mission, the Global Technology Summit, the Global Innovation Incubation and Entrepreneurship Summit, the Global Women in Trade Summit, only to name a few. At GCPIT, we are constantly on the lookout for new and innovative ways to assist businesses in expanding their global reach. And it is with this vision that we celebrated the Global Sustainable Development Summit 2021, which lasted for 3 months, focusing on each SDG in detail, with a focus on how SMEs can support and at the same time gain by following the roadmap provided by the SDGs. We didn't stop there. As per our commitment made during the Global Sustainability Summit, we launched the magazine Sustainomics, covering articles and research papers focusing on sustainability. And today we are celebrating the Global Sustainability Awards 2021, which is GCPIT's next step towards supporting the people and the planet. Through the Global Sustainability Awards, individuals and organizations are being recognized and honored today for their remarkable achievements, commitment, and activities that have had a positive influence on sustainability. The Global Sustainability Awards are recognizing those who have incorporated sustainability into their business practices. The Global Sustainability Awards will also serve as an inspiration for inclusive transformative action, business excellence, and environmental management around the world, by helping to improve natural resource management, demonstrating new ways to combat climate change, or by raising awareness of emerging sustainable challenges. We all know that our Earth is the most valuable asset that we all businesses share. Individual and corporate initiatives to preserve this critical resource are not only necessary, but also profitable in the long run. Seeking acknowledgement for your environmental friendly effort is also a wise commercial decision. We take this opportunity to congratulate all the nominees for taking the first step towards distinguishing your company from the competition. We are proud to have received nominations from young children who are really role models and inspiration for countless kids and people of all age groups. At an age when kids are busy learning the basics of life, we are proud to see that these children are leading global environmental initiatives. They give us hope and give strength to our belief that we are on the right track. We also have very experienced leaders and nominees who inspire us to do more and are great role models for us in our journey towards sustainability and towards creating a beautiful world for our future generations. For learning more from these great leaders and many others across the globe, GCPIT has launched the Great Leaders Council, which will promote innovation, partnership, sustainability, and impact leadership. And as the first step, we have launched the 1000 Great Leaders and the Global Mentor of Change initiatives. We invite you to be part of these great initiatives where we are creating more and more leaders. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. I'm Aparna G. Kumar, the Global Co-Chairperson of GCPIT and your host for today. On behalf of GCPIT, I wish to thank you all for all the support you have been giving us and also all the initiatives we launched. Looking forward to your support in the future as well. Let us begin the celebrations with the address by our chief guest. Let me proudly invite our chief guest of today, Shri Vinamra Mishra, Director, Technical and Projects, Ministry of MSME, Government of India. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Aparna. Thank you very much for having me here. And thank you very much also for having taken so much of initiative, specifically for the sustainability. I've also been a part of the Sustainability SDG Summit for the MSCs, and clearly discussing the current problems, the existing problems that the MSCs are facing, the ideation of all these experts and leaders in their own right being together on the same platform really reach very well for the future. And I'm sure with the Sustainability Awards also in place now, this is going to be much more inspirational, much more beautiful in the way GCPIT has been approaching this entire sustainability gamut of things, so to say. Thank you very much also for having me here today. For me, sustainability essentially means meeting our needs without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. And in addition to the natural resources, we have this need of social and economic resources also. And therefore, sustainability is just not environmentalism, because in the definition of sustainability, we also find concern for social equity, for economic development. And therefore, and these MSCs, these SMEs, these MSMEs are the drivers of this economic development of all the countries, specifically India also. And therefore, the sustainability is an important parameter in the way the MSMEs have to progress, keeping their resources intact, being a bit frugal, being a bit optimal on the resources. They have to maximize their output. And that is what the concept of sustainability is. And the fact that the most precious asset we all the business share is our Mother Earth. And any effort these individuals and businesses are making to sustain this vital resource is not only necessary, but it also makes a very good business sense. And therefore, seeking recognition for the earth-friendly work that all these organizations and individuals are doing is very, very important, is very pertinent. And therefore, that is why the GCPIT is really doing a human's service by commissioning these sustainability awards. These awards, as Aparna, you said, would recognize and reward the excellence that these organizations and individuals are seeking ways to be more sustainable and inclusive in their activities. The awards winners would definitely be role models that would inspire others to follow suit. And it is part of the continued effort to create awareness on sustainability practices and to create capacity in businesses. But more than recognition, these awards measure performance and provide detailed feedback also for opportunities to excel. I'm sure these awards provide opportunity for the organization and individual to receive global recognition, which is selected by a panel of judges who are leaders and experts in their own very field. I can see so many different organizations and individuals of different ages, different nationalities and culture getting these awards. It's such a wonderful feeling to have you all here together today. In the end, I would like to congratulate the award winners, for they must realize that they have been selected by due diligence of few of the top experts and judges in their areas of expertise. This would give them that much needed fillip to carry on their good work and disseminate the best practices in their ecosystem and beyond. And also my commiserations to all those who could not get this award this time during this current edition. I'm sure the award function today is going to motivate them try harder to achieve their sustainability goals and get the awards in the subsequent years. Thank you, GCPIT, for this wonderful initiative. This will definitely go a long way to build a very sustainable future and help our Mother Earth to keep serving humanity longer and longer for infinite years to come. Thank you very much for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for those inspiring words, and thank you for all the support you have been giving from the Global Sustainability Summit time. Next, we have Mr. Richard Lucky, Chairman, World Food Bank Group and Medi Group Limited, as our international chief guest. Let me proudly invite Mr. Richard Lucky to address us. Over to you, Mr. Lucky.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your having me. I want to thank the GCPIT for putting all of this together. There's nothing that really promotes the idea and the concept that sustainability and trade are inextricably linked more than an organization like this, where we realize that good business and good trade comes with an underlying backbone of sustainability. And the folks that are being honored here together today are models of that effort. So I should start by saying I've been a warrior and I've been a healer. I've found that there's nothing more powerful on this planet than a person who leverages their unique gifts from God and gathers them together with many others who have knowledge garnered from the success and failures of their own lives into a collective wisdom, and then set out to change the world. The philosopher Seneca said, he would do great things, should not attempt them alone. And their sayings in many languages, and many cultures that essentially say the same thing. My hope for you today is that you leave encouraged by the work of these honorees, our heroes that are often not seen by the rest of the world, but are doing the work of heroes we know. And I hope that you leave empowered with some valuable new knowledge, motivated to do great things by building or joining a movement. For those of us who are witness to this work, the brilliant minds, and in this group, young and old, I pray we come alongside them in any way we can to help them build this movement. For my donation to the effort, I'll share a quick story and maybe promote a passion of mine, which is the creation of systems. Nature in all of its complexity is the most powerful system in the universe. Sustainability and trade are inextricably linked, as I said earlier, and both prosper the most when over time they're integrated together. And while the planet evolves, humans are also evolving, and there's a lot of good news out there. All we hear about is the things that are going bad. But immediately prior to COVID, we had a smaller percentage of the population starving than ever before. We also saw the smallest percentage of people living in poverty or suffering from incurable disease in history. But it's getting much harder to create change and opportunity for the poorest of the poor. As we work our way down the pyramid, we realize that it's harder to create that change. To really solve these problems, we have to, one, catalyze change through those who are already in the cash economy, integrate solutions into a system to ensure that these solutions are sustainable and resilient, as well as the people that we're serving with those. I'll give you an example of what I've learned over the past decade alone. In sub-Saharan Africa, what they would call maize, I think in India we call maca, 5 countries, $50 million were invested into a project to help improve the quality of maize being grown, to promote better seed hybridization and replication and distribution, because the quality of maize was so poor. And sure enough, after a season of growing seeds and planting and then sending those seeds out to farmers, all of these farmers in 5 different countries all grew more than 3 times the maize that they had ever grown before. Day one, it seemed like a huge, huge success. But within 2 weeks, the prices in 2 of the countries crashed because there was no offtake, there was no market. There weren't enough people that knew that this maize was available. In 3 other countries in East Africa, all of the maize grown had aflatoxin because it hadn't been irrigated properly and harvested properly, and they didn't have sufficient storage systems. We can't ignore the need for systems. And what we see as a unique game-changing technology oftentimes finds scale only when it's integrated as part of a system. What we did with our media company is an example of this. Our teaching thousands of people on farms each year was eclipsed because we were teaching them directly, and we thought we went from 1,000 to 6,000 and 9,000 people. But the world needs us to take 600+ million farmers out of poverty. 600 million plus. We're not going to do that with 100 people or 1,000 people at a time unless we gather massive groups of people doing the same thing in systems, or we catalyze technologies and other things inside of a system. With us, we realized that we could reach millions of people independently using television and radio. And now, just a few years later, multiple studies show that we're lifting more than 1.5 million people out of poverty every year, simply by reaching them every single week on TV and radio and giving them the systems that they need, the people, the support, the education, the access to finance, all of those things through this ecosystem. We knew farmers needed education to grow more and better, and we knew they needed better inputs, better seeds and fertilizers, irrigation. And once underway, they needed financing to take their production from subsistence to profitable business. And the farmer and the banker needed to know that the farmer had a dependable market. These four things: this education, access to finance, access to inputs, and access to markets, created the core elements of the system that we desired. And so the honorees today are doing groundbreaking research, leading new ways of thinking and empowering others with improved access, powerful technologies, and unique ways of communicating. I've just been, I can't help but smile when I look at the work that you all have done. And now we're reaching more people faster and more efficiently than ever before. You're literally planting the seeds of opportunity that will turn into fields of opportunity that will, in the long term, sustain not only the people of India, but the people of the world. And I think I speak for millions of others when I say thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Richard Lecky, for joining us today and inspiring us, and for all the support you have been giving to GCPIT. Now it's time to listen to our guest of honor. We have with us Dr. Poonam Malik. She is a board non-executive director and advisor, startups growth executive and mentor. She is a social entrepreneur, keynote speaker, an expert on STEM, health, life sciences, on tech, mid-tech, clean, digital and data, and a global scout helping founders. She has always been a rock-solid support and a great inspiration to all of us at GCPIT. It's great to have you with us today, Dr. Poonam. Over to you for your address.
Thank you, Aparna. And namaskar, good afternoon, good morning, good evening to you all, wherever you are joining us from. It's a real honor and pleasure to be here. As I'm hearing the other two speakers before me, Mr. Mishra and Mr. Lackey, both highlighted the wonderful work that you're doing, and I'm sure all the other guests that are there. And we have gathered here today to celebrate the Global Sustainability Awards 2021. I suppose for the next 5 minutes, I would like to discuss health, impact of that on human health as a direct consequence of changing climate conditions. Being dedicating to my life in life sciences and healthcare, I think that is the angle on sustainability I would like to focus on. And I would like to make all those who are present here and it's a plea rather than more than anything else, is to take action at the individual level, because we are the people who make the planet. And we are definitely can make a change for that. For the case of that integration of human health and access, every decision that we take personally and professionally in our working lives or in our organizations through a climate change and sustainability level, at systems level, at individual level, and our community level going forward. So thank you, Santosh. Thank you, Aparna and GCPIT team for inviting me for this warm invite that you've always extended to join you today. I join all others today in congratulating the Global Sustainability Award winners 2021. You are the torchbearers, and in your field and each and every step daily, you are taking on that challenge and mental. So sustainability of human race. As I see it, and as the life of my working life I have dedicated it to, people are at the center of everything. If we plan and take each action from that point of view of sustaining, reviving, and thriving people with the purpose of supporting all those who are around us on this planet, I am sure we will achieve the sustainability of not only our planet, but human race as well. We will have a sustainable planet, and that is what is reflected in United Nations 17 development goals. That if you look at the 17 development goals, they are all planned with that people-centered focus of improving people's life, whether it is hunger, poverty, education, finance, or making access to it. So for the next 2 minutes, as I said in the beginning, I would like to take that health angle on sustainability. And I'm sure speakers coming after me each will bring their life experiences into it. We have the COP26 in Glasgow in Scotland just finished in November. We all know global climate is changing with rising temperatures, wildfires in California, in Australia, in Greece, harmful effects everywhere around us. We keep seeing these pictures, global sea melting, rising sea levels, and certain sea coastal towns or life of people who are living onto the small islands is under threat. It is leading to frequent floods, droughts, and in India we have seen in a sort of enormous amount of rain in certain parts, floods happening as a result. So these are changing ecosystems and which eventually impact the human race, and how do we change? And different small and medium enterprises are trying to handle and tackle challenges from each point. So what all these challenges are showing us that human health or health of humanity is directly linked to the existence of our society and our planet. And the climate that is having an impact, whether it's the direct consequence of our actions, but it can certainly be the consequence of our actions that we take going forward. And from that point of view, my plea is that those who have been doing this instrumental work in each and every field, they carry on doing, but those of us who are in that position to support, guide, mentor, advise, or help in terms of either enabling them to access to finance or taking decisions, whether it's raising awareness, is going to be becoming extremely crucial. COVID-19 period last 2 years. And I think every time we think we have reached where we are in a position to come out of it, some new thing comes on, like Omicron has now come in the UK, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the world is worried about that. And there are marginalized societies who are suffering as a result. And we need to think, how can we make these threats that appear and societies more resilient and more sustainable as a result. So as a bottom line action, I think the leaders and the winners who are present here, if the key focus here would be that our governments have a certain responsibility, national agencies have a certain responsibilities, but how we are joining and raising awareness, like what the GCPIT is doing, providing that platform in bringing together, raising their profile, but also spotlighting the challenges that each and every one of these organizations are taking the challenge on, providing them access is going to be the key, because no individual organization or government can tackle the changes on their own. Corporates have a bigger responsibility. So if we need to take advantage of the innovations that are generated through these SMEs, the wonderful solutions that are coming through, but then the corporates and these big pension funds have the might to provide that finance, to provide the longer term, I suppose, patient capital, as we are calling, or responsible investment, and that would be the way to celebrate this. So I think from my investment world and the health angle, I would like to make a plea to those who are in the position to make decision to support these. And as I say, my motto is that hope stabilizes and fear paralyzes. So let's continue with hope and give a chance to these budding ideas and provide that platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Poonam, for that very inspiring talk. We know that 5 minutes is very less and we have a lot to hear from and learn from you, but we have to keep the time. So thank you so much for joining us. Next, we have Dr. Ingrid Vasiliou-Feltes, CEO, Institute for Science, Entrepreneurship and Investments, as the guest of honor. She is also an investor.
This is Dr. Ingrid Vasiliou-Feltes. I am currently the founder and CEO of the Institute for Science, Entrepreneurship and Investments, and a member of the global JCPIT family. Thank you for inviting me as a guest of honor to this important event celebrating sustainability thought leaders, and my sincere congratulations to Mr. Santosh for his visionary leadership. Our Earth is the most valuable asset that all businesses share. Individual and corporate initiatives to preserve this critical resource are not only necessary, but also profitable. The Sustainability Awards program allows organizations to achieve global recognition and rewards those who have incorporated sustainability into their business practices. This award is aiming to increase awareness, promotes, and encourages all global stakeholders to embrace best practices and serve as role models for others towards sustainability. Furthermore, the award hopes to encourage the implementation of strategies to improve the quality of operations for advancing sustainable development. It boosts the management's, concerned teams, employees, and other stakeholders' morale. I have been very fortunate to work on several initiatives that contribute to this effort, such as smart cities deployments, impact investing, or developing effective methods for building ESG-conscious business ecosystems. Through global collaboration among all key stakeholders, such as governments, not-for-profit entities, policymakers, compliance experts, academicians, business leaders, we can augment our impact. By adopting an abundance-driven and global ecosystem-driven mindset, we can develop key global indicators that can lead to building a more sustainable future for ourselves and future generations to come. A carefully crafted balance among resources utilized, environmental impact, analyzing the social benefits and risks, as well as the economic benefit, will be essential for future generations of smart citizens so that they can thrive and live in smart urban ecosystems. Engaging in alternative funding models, revenue sharing initiatives, leveraging multi-city deployments, and foster public-private partnerships must be at the core of our efforts. It is also our duty to educate, train, and employ the smart digital citizens that will live, learn, and work in these smart cities of the digital era. According to a recent report, it is expected that 70% of the human population will live in urban areas by 2050. Only by adopting a human-centric approach grounded in principles of design thinking can we be successful in building an inclusive, diverse, and sustainable digital era metropolis. Once again, I congratulate all award recipients, the organizers, and hope that we can reach new heights in our sustainability efforts during the year 2022 and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ingrid, for sending us that video message and inspiring us. Next, we have with us Dr. Karen Landmark, Director for Business Development and Strategy, Greenstat ASA. It's a great pleasure having you with us today, Dr. Karen. Over to you for your address.
Thank you so much. It's a real pleasure to be here, and thank you so much for the invitation. Start with just saying, ladies and gentlemen, and all of you out there in all parts of the world, thank you so much. And congratulations to all of you sustainability champions. Your work is changing life, and I think it's more important than anything at this point in history. So a little bit about myself. My name is Karen Landmark, and I've been so lucky, I must say, to have worked within the sustainability field for 2 decades already. I worked for some years for the UN system, and I also worked a lot with R&D, but for most of my time in the sustainability field, I have worked for private sector, trying to assist in their efforts of becoming a bit better and a bit greener, so to say. I remember I was once told that all of us that works with sustainability should have a little bit more fun than the rest of the people. So I still hold that to be true. I think it's meaningful work, and I'm really happy to see so many young people entering the field. Today I'm fortunate enough to work for a wonderful company, I must say, called Greenstat. And I think that will be my angle on sustainability today, because the previous speaker, they have already talked so beautifully about the context of the planet. So Greenstat is a young and quite dynamic green energy company with its headquarters in Norway, in Europe. We work throughout the whole value chain of green hydrogen, from the energy input side, wind and solar, to end market applications like green energy filling stations. Easily said, maybe I could say that our business model is to build, own and operate green hydrogen plants alone, but preferably in partnerships with others. And I'll come back to why we think that is important. So over the last 2 years, we have entered the Indian market, and we believe, even though we're really humble towards all the knowledge that exists in that great country, but that we have brought with us some relevant knowledge of hydrogen in particular. The production of hydrogen has quite a long history in Norway, and that's along with safety and security measures that have been standardized over decades by Norwegian industry partners, is something that we think we can bring with us. India is taking a very, very strong position now globally on green hydrogen and also on renewable energy. So it's really, really exciting market to be part of. Yes, and we have a strong focus on cooperation, and that's been, you're all familiar with the UN Sustainability Goal 17, and I think we lean a lot on that when we work, and we believe that cooperation is key. So we have signed several strategic MOUs with Indian companies and NGOs, and we follow that same path in other countries that we also have activities in. Because I personally believe that the importance of cooperation is key for the success of creating a more sustainable world. And that's been said also by the previous speakers. And just to remind us that cooperation is the key element for the success of Homo sapiens as a species. And I believe that today, like an advanced and cross-institutional cooperation is a necessity to kind of speed up and give the green shift the right and necessary speed. And I also think that, I mean, the green shift is really about societal transformation, because there are so many things that we need to address at the same time. And at this point in history, we don't have much time to make many mistakes. You have heard before that this decade has been described as a defining decade for humanity. And I also believe that to be true. So our context is serious and we need urgent action. And from a business perspective and as a business representative, I see it as our duty to conduct our business in a regenerative manner. That you move beyond sustainability and we start to ask ourselves, what can we give back to Mother Nature? Because we have to admit that we have already taken out so much. So to finalize, I am hopeful, and this event, an event like today, makes me even more hopeful. And I think we will succeed in supporting a sustainable planet. So my hope grows today, listening to the previous speakers and also learning about the nominees today, and experience also the energy that a platform like this offers. So there are so many of us out there, and I'm really looking forward to talk to many of you in the future. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Karan, for joining us and inspiring us with your words. Looking forward to working with you in the future as well. Next with us, Ms. Kanika Pal, award-winning CSR and sustainability professional. She has been a great support to GCPIT during the Global Sustainable Development Summit, and it's a great pleasure to have you with us, Ms. Kanika. Over to you.
Thanks so much, Aparna, and namaste, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whichever part of the world you're coming from. It's so wonderful to listen in to everybody and the reinforcement of hope that everybody is one speaker after the other is saying. And I think that is what this award and the celebration is all about. We are celebrating champions who bring in that hope, not just as hope, but actually are living the dream as we carve out for the future as well. And I thought about what can one say in the next 5 minutes, you know, that everybody else hasn't really spoken about, given that we have such an erudite lineup of speakers, and the recipients themselves are absolutely phenomenal in the areas of work that they represent. But you know, we are in the VUCA world, and the VUCA world is very, very clearly shifting to the Bani world. So from a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world, we are shifting to a brittle, anxious, non-linear, and incomprehensible world, right? And it is this capacity of humans to still make sense of that incomprehensible world is what makes us different from everybody else surviving on that planet. And therefore, we have the bigger responsibility to collectively come and do what we must to ensure that the planet sustains itself for centuries to come. And it's not just about the future generation. I think sustainability is about the now, the very, very pressing ordeal that we are faced with to survive as we all speak in our lifetime. So sustainability is no longer about the future generation. It is about our generation. And that is how pressing the mandate is for all of us. So I just thought about what are the top trends that I think may be game changing in the coming next 1 decade. And to my mind, decarbonization with net zero and perhaps a climate positive movement is what would be a game changer for all of us in our lifetimes, and hopefully would have a positive impact on the planet itself. The second key trend that I think would be a watch out for, which one of the earlier speakers have already spoken about, is ESG. And I come from the private sector. I've been a practitioner of sustainability and communications. I've worked in the social enterprise sector as well. I've seen different sides of the ESG, not just as a trend, but as a practitioner. And I know with the kind of pressures that are there on not just, us from the investment community, but also the Gen Z, the Gen Alpha, it is not something that we can just brush under the carpet. These are people who are asking us and demanding us to drive change in our lifetime. So therefore, I'm very, very hopeful again that consumer awareness and the sense of activism is what would lead to desirable results and greater innovations in the field of sustainability, which also gets demonstrated by a lot of people who are winning the awards today. And then the third trend, to my mind, is on digital transformation, the newer business models, leaner supply chain, the role of artificial intelligence within sustainability would be a watch out for. So perhaps in the coming few years, the people who win Global Sustainability Award would be champions of change that we would see as we walk the talk. Inclusion agenda is the fourth one that I want to point out, where we know for a fact that corporates, governments, nations, we are all talking about how to be more inclusive, not just inclusion in terms of women, people with disability, but biodiversity, looking at where can we actually have the inclusion agenda leading to a positive change. I work a lot with communities myself. I work in Unilever, and I know that my ears are constantly to the ground, because what can be carbon neutral for one part of the world, for the other part of the world, it's the first time that the energy, they might be climbing on the energy ladder. And therefore, the equity that comes with the inclusion ambit becomes extremely critical in this entire agenda as well. And therefore, the role of the governments. I'm pretty sure that with tighter government regulations, with the changing paradigm in the world, looking at less water, cleaner air, respecting the Earth's carrying capacity for agriculture, and partnerships for multi-sectoral changes, I think these would be very interesting for us to look at in the coming few years. And finally, the last thing, which one of the previous speakers has already spoken about, and I cannot emphasize more on it, is the advent of sustainable consumption, where the responsibility ultimately lies with each one of us, while the governments, the corporates, and the civil society does what it must do. So to my mind, more of electric vehicles, newer food systems, changes in sustainable fashion, trends with global travel, and the rest of the changes that may happen in the globe would be actually enabling us to pole vault the paradigm shift that we want to make in the realm of sustainability. And none of these things can happen till the time we don't have the passion to sustain this, to bring the best version of ourselves, to have the best version of the planet. And that's what perhaps is representative of all the winners in this Global Sustainability Awards. So many congratulations to everyone. Thanks so much, Santosh and Aparna and the entire team for having me here. And I look forward to hearing some more very interesting thoughts and conversations from the other speakers. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kanika, for those great words of inspiration. And thank you so much for joining us today and supporting us always. Next, we have with us Mr. Ramanand Ramanathan, the first mission director of Atal Innovation Mission, to address us as a guest of honor. Actually, he cannot be called a guest. He is part of CMSME and GCPIT family. It is a pleasure having you with us today. Over to you, sir, for your address.
Thank you, Aparna, for that introduction, as well as the opportunity for me to be able to participate in this event, Global Sustainability Awards. The great Abdul Kalam, one of the most wonderful and finest human beings to grace our planet, and also the former president of India. He said, dream big and you'll achieve great things. Dream small and you'll be limited by your own dreams. What could be bigger than bidding and winning for the work that you're doing in global sustainability? And I want to therefore congratulate not only the organization GCPIT for recognizing these global sustainability award winners, but also for recognizing all the other people who have been participating in this movement. After all, as all the other speakers have so brilliantly brought out, the need for sustainability is global. If I take India, and I'd like to talk about the importance of innovation and entrepreneurship in global sustainability. I've been associated with the private sector for over 35 years. And for the last 5 years, I had the opportunity to work and drive the activities of the Atal Innovation Mission. The mission had very simple goals, 2 goals. One, how do you develop a culture of innovation in the millions of young students and the next generation that are going to be occupying not only India, but the global planet? We have 1.3 billion people, but 65% of our country is under 35 years old. We have 1.4 million schools. We have 10,500 engineering and related institutions. We have 39,000 colleges. We have 150 million young students who are going to be entering into the workplace over the next 5 to 10 years. If we do not empower them with both the knowledge and the empathy that is required to create a sustainable planet, if we are not able to convert them into transformers and agents of a sustainable world of tomorrow, if we are not able to empower them with the tools, technologies, and the methodologies that are shaping the world of tomorrow, where you have 3D printing revolutionizing the way you are able to conceptualize, manufacture, productize products right in front of your eyes, from your small kirana store, from your small classroom, or even from your home, where robotics is driving the next level of productivity and automation, where sensor technologies are being integrated into man, machine, device, soil, and space, so that you're gathering valuable data from various sources to be able to act upon by computing, which is advancing at tremendous rates. We have nano computing, supercomputing, object computing, and so on. And then we have wireless 5G communication technologies, space and satellite technologies, and communication protocols that is enabling communication of large amounts of data between country to country, between machine to machine, between humans to machine, and between factories to factories. And then we have advances in software and data processing, big data analytics, artificial intelligence, and blockchain to be able to bring all of these technologies together to serve mankind and humanity. That is what we need to be able to impart the knowledge to our young students who are going to be the creators of the world of tomorrow. And if they do not create sustainable innovations, if they do not create sustainable entrepreneurs of the future, we are going to be in a bigger mess than what we find ourselves today. The challenges of India are many, and so are the challenges of the world. We have 22% of our country below the poverty line. We have 44% of our country agri-economy based. We have 650,000 villages in our country. We have 8,000 small towns and cities. And we have only 8 tier 1 cities in our country where everybody tries to flock to, which is clearly an unsustainable proposition. What we need in this country is that out of the 715 districts which are there spread across, out of which 115 are called aspirational districts because they are at the bottom of the pyramid in terms of basic access to healthcare, education, clean drinking water, sanitation, waste management, affordable housing, livelihoods, and the quality of their lives. If we are not able to carry this along, if we are not able to bridge the socio-economic divide that we talk about, we cannot create a sustainable country nor a sustainable planet. Our GDP may grow, but it will, if it doesn't affect these 8,000 small towns and cities, and if we are not able to create 8,000 small hubs of innovation and local job creation, we would not have met the goals that we are talking about. So what we are looking for is innovation and entrepreneurship on a grand scale. And why is that now a possibility? The COVID-19 crisis has shown to all of us in a very stark manner the tremendous power of innovation and digital technologies that can be harnessed to solve not only and beat the COVID-19 crisis that we have been witness to and experience, but to be able to address future problems, whether it be global pandemics, whether it be climate change, whether it be renewable energies that we need to focus on, whether it be affordable housing, or whether it be eliminating poverty. We need to harness technology and breed thousands of innovators and entrepreneurs and potential job creators. That is why the Atal Innovation Mission has launched thousands of tinkering labs in schools, 10,000 tinkering labs, where more than 6 million young students are now getting aware of how do you tinker with technologies like 3D printing, robotics, miniaturized electronics, augmented virtual reality, with do-it-yourself kits. And they have started creating solutions which are sustainable solutions. Every one of the school student today is aware of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, something that I was not aware of even when I was studying in IIT or when I was working in a professional organization. But today, these young students are building that awareness. So building awareness and building empathy for a sustainable planet is very important. And then backing them up with incubators and startups. We have in Atal Innovation Mission and many other initiatives of the country in the government of India, more than 400 incubators, world-class incubators are being set up to create world-class startups. And many of the GCPIT winners today, Global Sustainability Award winners, are from some of these incubators and are startups from the MSME industry. We need to ensure that we provide an enabling ecosystem for all of them where they can unleash their creativity and they have the required financing, the support, the infrastructural support to be able to give voice to their dreams and convert their dreams to reality. So we have today 55,000 startups in our country. 60 unicorns have been born in this country today, with 21 unicorns just in the last year, which is a COVID-19 year. Isn't that amazing? That shows how technology is being harnessed for the purposes of innovation to drive a sustainable planet and the growth of a sustainable planet. And then in order to be able to address the benefits of innovation to our rural cities, the tier 2, tier 3 cities, the aspirational districts in every country, we are setting up what are known as community innovation centers. These community innovation centers, called Atal Community Innovation Centers, are to create local innovations for local job creation, harnessing the local talent and the local capabilities of the people. For example, if you're in Goa, how do you stimulate the fishing industry, the tourism industry, the mining industry, the shipbuilding industry, or the cashew nut industry? Those are industries local to Goa. And if you want to drive innovation and job creation and address the various sustainable development goals, the 17 sustainable development goals that we talk about, we need thousands of community innovation centers. And you need a hub and spoke arrangement so that the hub community innovation center connected to the various spokes in various districts are now able to feed into each other, not only the innovations, but the applications of these innovations to create a better world. And finally, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, in his Atmanirbhar Bharat call, which according to me is not just a call for India, but it's a call for the rest of the world. How do you create a resilient world? A world that is resilient to the challenges that we face in the next century. In order to do that, you have 5 pillars to focus on. The pillar of demographic dividends in every country. How do you empower the youth and create the next generation of youth, talented and creative, but empowered through tools and technologies to be able to address the problems. The pillar of infrastructure. How do you create smart infrastructure leveraging technology, which has become affordable, accessible, available, and advanced? Smart cities, smart villages, smart districts, smart electricity management, smart energy management, smart water management, clean drinking water, smart consumption, and circular economy creation. That is what is required through leveraging technology. And the third pillar is the pillar of demand. We have 1.3 billion people. You cannot be catering only to the 8 tier 1 cities or the large metros or the advanced countries of the world. You need to see how you're going to carry the population in all the other parts of the world. The fourth is the pillar of socio-economic divide or socio-economic progress. We need to ensure that we don't measure ourselves only by the GDP of a nation, but by how you're creating a more equitable planet and where everyone's future is assured, a better future is assured. And finally, the pillar of technology, which glues all of these things together to bring the benefits of advancing, affordable, accessible, and available technology to solve all these problems. As the great Swami Vivekananda said, let us all arise, awake, and stop not till our goals are reached. Can I request all the people, all the young winners, as well as the participants here, arise to the challenges, but more importantly, the opportunities that present themselves to you in today's world to address through innovation. Awaken from within you that creative talent that has always been latent within you, but which has not found its expression because you have either inhibited yourself or the world has inhibited you. And stop not till the sustainable development goals of the world are reached. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to share a few thoughts on this occasion.
Thank you so much, sir, for that very energizing and inspiring talk. I'm sure the audience would have really taken your words, and thank you for joining us today and inspiring us as always. Next, we have a very special guest of honor, Master Arnai Agarwal, who is a change maker, TEDx speaker, founder of e-reading Shala, Storylok, and the Talk Bar. It's a great pleasure and inspiration for all of us to have you with us today. The floor is all yours.
Thank you so much. So first of all, I would like to say thanks for inviting me to the Global Sustainability Awards 2022. And let me just give a small introduction about myself. So I am the winner of the Child Prodigy Awards 2022, the youngest freelance soft skill trainer. I'm also a storyteller, a journalist, and the winner of the Top 20 Influencer Awards 2021. I'm a TEDx speaker who has shared the stage with Mrs. P.V. Sindhu. I'm a junior journalist at American newspaper Indicates. As you said, I'm the founder of e-reading Shala. I'm also a podcaster with around 22K listens. I'm the author of 3 books, and I am a change maker and a community builder. So today I want to talk about the Global Sustainable Goal 4 defined by the UN. So what is the Global Sustainable Development Goal 4? So that is it's a pretty long name, so I'm just going to call it SDG. So the SDG 4 aims at ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. This goal ensures that all girls and boys complete free primary school and primary and secondary schooling by 2030. But why is this so important? Because it plays an important role, it plays a central role in building sustainable, inclusive, and resilient societies. Access to quality education is an avenue for social mobility and reducing inequalities. So let me talk about how it is impacting children. So according to statistics, in the total world population of children in grade 1 to 8, only 54% had reading proficiency. But COVID-19 has further wiped out 20 years of education gains. In addition, an additional 101 million or 9% of children in grade 1 to 8 have below minimum reading proficiency level in 2020 due to the pandemic. So what I am doing to play my role in this situation, in this goal, is I'm mentoring young people. I provide tutoring and homework assistance. I teach English, maths, and other subjects. And I also deliver lessons on these goals, on the Global Sustainable Development Goals by the UN. I've also started a non-profitable organization called e-reading Shala. It plays a major role in fulfilling SDG 4. And so let me tell you how it started. So, when I was really young, it started when I was really young, because when I was young, more than toys, books attracted me. So I was very attracted to books. First, I loved to tear the pages of the books and just watch the crumbled pages. But slowly this attraction of tearing turned into me actually seeing the pictures and then me reading the books. So that is how my book reading habit started. And then because of that, I've been reading books ahead of my age. And for example, I finished the Harry Potter series when I was in 3rd grade. And because of that, my interest continued to grow. So now I'm an avid book reader. After continuous book reading day and night, I've gotten a speed of 650 words per minute. Book reading even helped me to become a writer and an author. More you read, more you understand writing. So I've become a published author of 3 books and 100 plus articles, and I'm also a book reviewer. So, once I went to my small hometown and visited some near my villages, I saw that kids either don't have access to good books or they don't have an interest in books. And that means their reading proficiency level is very low. So, one friend of mine in my hometown was not even aware, of many well-known fiction books. I realized that they will never know, they will never know books. They will never gain the proficiency level, and they will never know the wonders that books hold. So then I started to read books to children to help them understand and to increase the proficiency level in them. And that, in doing that, I created a community of around 170 kids. So now I conduct book reading sessions with kids in e-reading Shala, and I also create book reviews as part of it. So this is how my journey of e-reading Shala started, as part of which I work on the mission Read Children Read. Since I've been an avid reader, the idea of e-reading Shala came naturally to me. The aim of it is for the welfare and upliftment of children. So in e-reading Shala, I help children to read books. I share my own books with them, and I sit with them, and together we increase their proficiency level and help them read books. So in villages, especially in villages, where children don't have good books and they don't have good access to books. So there is where I am focused on conducting sessions, because those children are the ones that don't have enough books or access, and that is why they are the focus point. So I also help kids with who have lost interest or don't have interest in books. I also take math lessons and English lessons for children. When I was in 6th grade, I taught 5th grade, and now I am in 8th grade. I teach 7th grade. So that is another thing that you can tutor children. So same way, all of you can also help in playing your role for SDG 4. So there's many things you can do. Mentor young people. You can provide tutoring, homework assistance, teach a language. So you can do any of those things. You can also donate your used books. I'm sure many of you have used books you have read over and over again and you're bored of. Well, there are many children, like children in villages, who would really, who would really could make good use of that book. So make sure that you donate your used books, and that is the easiest way to give access to knowledge. Find a charity you want to support. Find a goal for charity you want to support, and any donation, big or small, can make a difference. If you promote or give free online courses, that is a massive help, because children usually, they don't like to read alone. They usually like someone to read to them or read with. Most likely children. So promote and give free online courses, and that is something that will really help. So now I would like to say thank you for inviting me here, and congratulations to all the nominees and all the best. I'm also looking forward to listening to all the other speakers and the wonderful ideas. Thank you.
Wow, Arnai, that was a wonderful talk. You have inspired everyone. All the best for your future, and looking forward to working with you in the future as well to create a sustainable future for the coming generations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Next, we have one more very special guest of honor, Master Riyad Maruf Hassan. He is an author and at this young age, the founder and Chief Executive Officer of the Clippers Child Council of India. He's an inspiration to a lot of children. Over to you, Riyad. The floor is all yours.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Firstly, I would like to thank Mr. Santosh and the GCPIT team for inviting me on board today. And also, I've been watching from the beginning this event, and it's really inspiring from you also, Aparna ma'am, the hosting part, which is really inspiring to me. And it's my pleasure to be here actually at such a grand, astounding event, and my heartfelt congratulations to all the awardees present here tonight. So greetings, I'm Riyad Maruf Hassan, and I'm a 13-year-old Indian author, talk show host, podcaster, poet, interviewer, artist, singer, global child rights ambassador and advocate, and a history and STEM analyst. I'm the founder of 3 organizations, the Clippers Child Council of India, and Literature on Screen. I have been conferred the youngest writer of Assam and also best performer and runner-up in NASA International Space Science Essay Competitions and Quiz Competitions 2019 and 2020 consecutively. And also, I've been awarded the Top 20 and Under 20 Influencer Awards 2021 and a runner-up in Toastmaster International Talk 2021. So I'm recently working on my debut web series, Travail, which is going to be one of the largest historical web series of 2022. And this will also be setting the record of the first web series developed by a team of kids under my leadership. So first of all, I request you to all watch the trailer releasing on 1st January live only on the Clippers. And through this, we are also planning, this is my first time as also to add as a director. So as I said, I'm a history analyst, so it's my aim to talk about Indian history and also to put some questions to the public about the importance of our own past. So coming on to the topic here today, so we have recipients from different corners of the globe, and today's awarding topic is sustainability. So addressing both, I'd like to initiate my talk, and I will not take much of your time, but I promise to keep it short, and the feedback part is yours. I'll obviously hand that to you. So when we refer to this term sustainability, we recall the 17 incredible SDGs, also just now mentioned. So you have been witnessing problems daily that cause harm to the surroundings. And the 17 SDGs remind us not only to erase those mistakes, but to rectify them as well. And the fourth one, quality education, is the most favorite one, also the most specifically which I'm working on. But whenever I go through the list, each one of them teaches a great value to me. It's every SDG, talk about life on land, life below land, or talk about the infrastructure. It's just a really well-made topic that contributed to the complete world. And we sometimes feel very unfortunate to experience these problems that are going on in a developing century, but we are fortunate that we have finally learned what is actually the environment. I would not say that what is going on is good, but what is going on just needs limited control by an unlimited collection of a dreaming mind. I was yesterday working on my next writing piece where I wrote what I've gained through my experience. It was shocking when I realized this thing that we humans have a funny habit of valuing things only when we know their actual utility. So for example, you will see a gold coin and a diamond ring nearby, but you will only observe them as only two raw materials if you don't know their value. So you only run for it when you get to know its desirability. So we've done a similar thing in the case of sustainability. So most people are not aware of the effects of various pollutants in air, land, or water. In the same case, words put, and also about the fourth SDG, which I said, they're the best thing even UN says is to spread awareness, whatever the SDG is, be it be environmental side or be it the this educated side. And also on the quality education, it needs to spread awareness about the literary rates that are now growing at this stage. And also, I would say that in the same case, words are valuable when you learn to act them. And it's also a replica of what I'm saying. And if you are a common individual, you don't need any extra facilities, and a slogan should be sharing and developing. When I talk about SDGs, or when I've delivered my speech on SDG in any session before, so I used to say this quote, which is very heart-touching quote, that environment is no one's property to destroy, it's everyone's responsibility to protect. And I've always kept that in mind whenever I talk about this topic, and I'm referring to this today because each recipient present here is awarded for a reason: to act as a symbol for the ones that rely on one. We need a symbol always for representation, be it elections in social life, or chemical formulas in science, or collective nouns in English. We really need a symbol to act as a denotation. So you should not wait for someone, but act as one. What we need is not the act of one young genius or a youth or a group of youth or any eminent personality, or the act of a developing nation. What we need at this moment is the act of a unifying globe. And the story of this earth was never about you or me or them. It has always been the story of us, the unifying world. And I would say that I always stand for illness. It did, and but the positive way, we will always stand for wellness. So I'm sharing my words today, but the development work is next for you and for us. I would say that let your actions be the shotgun of your words, and prove that those bullets are not of anger, but of a vision. In the field of sustainability, we have a common aim: to make the world a better place to live. That's a very common topic that we all are working on. And even with in this session today, GSA, so we are even most basically the word is given because of the sustainable contribution to maintain the biosphere, to maintain the human existence, to coexist without any harm to the future, which means sustainable development. And we are all we are all bunch of crowd, which main attraction is this line to make the world a better place to live. It is hard to make the complete globe to be better, but remember, 1,000 tries of a shot will always hit the bullseye. On this occasion, I want all the people here to pledge that we may fail to win, but will not fail to try. We should pledge that it should be always recalled that green leaves and trees alone do not create a green environment. We are the ones to complete the blanks. Let us for at least once try to bring back the golden eras together. We have sometimes a misconception of feeling to form a new nation, to form a new development, to form a new globe, to reform the society, its sustainability. I feel to never support it because we already have what should be there to be evergreen. We just need to fill some blank spots left by ancestors. They say the people say they have hope that the upcoming generation will be the change. I say that this is now not the upcoming generation that stands in front of you. Now, what stands in front of you, this entire growing population, is the uprising, not the upcoming. My talk was to be actually something related to my work I'm doing, to speak some motivating works about literature or history or advocating SDGs or child rights. But I thought that let today's talk not be about me. Let this talk be about us, about each one of us. And these words were actually more specifically for the recipients present here to pledge that, because whatever we've done, and especially like we all are gathered here together to take that pledge. And even from my organization, the Clippers Child Council of India, which I formed this year, as its unique fun fact is that the council is consists of all children under the age of 18, and also I'm the founder of it. And from the Clippers Child Council of India, I actually found out, because we have seen collaborations for this line to make the world a better place to live. So I have felt that this collaboration, because the line is same, the route is same, but we are forming different bridges to move through different directions, but the destination or the route and everything is same. And so I felt like there should be a collective of things, like the we form. And just then I created the Clippers Child Council of India on this year, April 25. And we have some amazing members, and coincidentally they speak the guest of honor also just now before my speech is a part of the Clippers Child Council of India, and also 3 recipients from this award ceremony is also from the Clippers Child Council of India. So it's I'm feeling very great, because it's like sharing the message, and we're always working on, there are 17 SDGs, but I feel I had to another one, that is to spread awareness about all the things. And I've been reading since the age of 5, and also I've been writing since the age of 5. And this has been a good journey of literature and history. And also I've published 2 books, and just like I said, I've been conferred the youngest writer of Assam. So I've always believed that if it's through sustainability, through literature, through history or anything, the first aim of everyone should be remembering this quote, that the true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. And you imagine a thing which 20 years back, and the development, your hard work is the next thing to move on, and that's how the complete process goes on. And like the knowledge cycle, I say. So it's I say that this time is not for this is not a time for anger, this is time for a vision, because this is the uprising, what I say, for the upcoming generation, which is now growing. And the complete belief is on them, we are on a belief that we will change the things. But I feel I've learned from my it's a funny thing, I've learned from my grandparents, or old people that they used to say like means this generation has grown up like about things that you should change this if it's bad, you should change this if it's need to be. But my grandparents used to teach me that never change something that has been like, the thing has not been like, the things that are old, the things are not like you can say useless or not to go good, but they are only old. So try to like renew it, which we do in our official time also. Like now don't replace it, renew it, because replacement gives a beginning and a new view. But I feel like renewing can make that like valuable thing more thing, like that will just, I'm talking about the old there is, we say old is gold, and like let us renew it, and like let us renew this earth, that our mother earth that is like in a very bad stage in this century. And we are very unfortunate to say that this is all because of us, we are the reasons. And now it's in this century, I feel lucky that finally we are learned that what is sustainability, what is the actual meaning of environment, what is the actual meaning of being together. And the most powerful word, and I've learned that through little beat lit, and I would like to end my talk with this line, that I've learned that be it sustainability, history, STEM, literature, in any field, there is only one common factor that is always applicable to everything. That is unity. Thank you.
Wow, Master Riyad, what an inspiring speech and what an inspiration you are for all of us. It
Thank
was
you
a
very
great
much.
you with us today. Wish you all the best for your future. Keep inspiring.
you.
Next, we have with us Ms. Shanta Lana Hereford, Managing Partner, Zuka Africa Global Alliances, as the guest of honor. It's a pleasure to have you with us, Ms. Hereford. Over to you for your address.
Grand Rising, and thank you so much to the Global Council for the Promotion of International Trade and all of its faculty, staff, and support team for this opportunity to join you for the 2021 Global Sustainability Awards. Most importantly, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge and give honor to God for blessing us with this opportunity to be a part of the divine plan to awaken and bring awareness and to unite humanity to confront these destructive actions that have radically threatened our way of life. To those who are not familiar with me, my name is Her Excellency Madam Ambassador Shantae Lene Hereford. I'm a U.S. Global Goodwill Ambassador and humanitarian based here in the United States. I am here today to congratulate and encourage all of the award recipients and to just share a few words of truth and encouragement for creating a sustainable planet. Now, to begin with, I want you to know that we are all chosen ones. We understand how this universe works. Each of us has been given an individual assignment to complete in order to collectively create a better and more sustainable future for us all. Today, I'm reminded of an old quote that my grandparents would say, and I'm quite sure many of us who are present today are familiar with this phrase. If it's not one thing, it's another. Our societies are plagued with problems, seen and unseen. Currently, we are in the midst of a pandemic that is causing the cost of basic goods to inflate and making the world's richest people even richer, when nearly 700 million people on this planet are living in extreme poverty, and the rest of this world continues to get poorer and poorer. Crime is at an all-time high. We have parents and children who are killing each other. Law enforcement, health officials, community leaders, and politicians who can't be trusted. They lie to us to win elections, control our population, and keep us all divided by race, religion, sex, politics, and more, to keep us in a conquered and defeated state of mind. Instead of educating us about immunity and how to eat to live, they allow companies to poison the foods that we eat. And then they expect us to rely on that big pharmas to treat us with the overpriced medicines and mandated vaccines. Major corporations have manipulated country governments, caused havoc on the environment, and they refuse to accept responsibility for the environmental degradation and chemical poisoning that leaves a trail of sickness, disease, and death everywhere they are and everywhere they have been in their pursuit of resources and riches. The misuse and abuse of this planet and its people are not sustainable practices. Today, we are here to celebrate and congratulate those who work around the clock to ensure that sustainable practices are implemented to protect this place that we all share. Whether at home or in the workplace, we should all be doing our part like today's award recipients to educate others and encourage them to implement sustainable practices and strategies. If you are thinking you're just one person, what effect or impact could you have? Well, let me tell you about my phrase, the power of one. Sometimes it only takes one person, one idea, one thought, one kind act, or one word to influence change or action. For example, Ms. Jasmine Crow, the founder and CEO of an international company named Goodar, who is helping to end waste, fight hunger, and feed communities around the globe. Jasmine figured out how to use technology to end food insecurity and end food waste in order to feed more people. Then there's Nzambi Mate. As Africa combats its plastic nightmare, this young king and inventor had the idea to make bricks from plastic trash. Also, Arnai Agarwal and Riyad Hassan, the impressive young man who we just heard from. We had the pleasure to hear their stories. Or what about Chinese artist Wen Yingfeng, who is turning Beijing's trash into high fashion? And then there's our today's recipients like Ms. Kai Kai, the Chief of Gender Equality and Social Inclusion, Mr. Bharat Dahaya, Director for the Research Center for Sustainable Development and Innovation, and youth like Mr. Khulad bin Musar, an ambassador for peace for the African Union, and Ms. Manasi Patel, the founder, author, and Gen Z changemaker, and companies and nonprofits like Mega Power, Glimmer of Hope Foundation in Ghana, the National Water Mission, and those who I didn't mention, but you will soon hear about. Each of us has a unique power and the ability to influence change around us and abroad, but it starts with you. So in case you are listening and wondering what you can do, here are just a few common sustainable practices that we can all implement at home and in our workplace. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. I'm sure we heard that since we were young. This will help reduce the landfill waste, pollution, and consumption. Conserving our consumption, using less water and energy, using less plastic, planting our own gardens to increase our intake of fruits and vegetables so that we can improve our immunity, and implementing innovative ideas such as those that have been shared today. My partners and I at Zuka Africa Global Alliance, we'll call it ZAGA for short, are doing our part by guiding small miners and farmers on the continent of Africa on ways to reduce their carbon footprint. We are also creating programs to introduce, educate, and invest in our clients to teach them about smart mining and agricultural practices that help achieve enhanced safety, reduce operational costs, gain better productivity, and create sustainable ecosystems. God designed this world perfectly to give us everything that we needed for a sustainable life. It's the man-made chemicals and companies that are destroying it. I encourage you all to get involved because this is our planet. And if we don't take care of it, it will not take care of us. So thank you so much for the work that you each do. Thank you for the opportunity to speak, and thanks so much for listening. May God bless us all. Congratulations to the recipients and Grand Rising.
Thank you so much, Her Excellency, Ms. Shanta Lena Herford. Thank you so much for joining us today and inspiring us with your words. Thank you. And with this, we come to the end of our opening session, and now it's time for celebrations. Let the music begin, let the drums roll. It's time to know the winners of the prestigious Global Sustainability Awards 2021. It's time to listen to them as they take us through the amazing journey towards sustainability and creating a better world for generations to come. As we announce the names, I request the award winners to unmute themselves and speak about your journey for 2 minutes. Let us begin with the youngest award winners in the youth category. Though they are young, they are an inspiration to all of us in the amazing work they are doing. The first winner is Miss Manasi Patel. The first winner, the youth category, is Miss Manasi Patel. And Miss Manasi is a 15-year-old Gen Z change maker aiming to shape a dynamic today. She's an author, blogger, TEDx speaker, founder of Gens Innovate, who aspires to encourage Gen Zs to be the problem solvers. And she does this through her books, articles, talks, and also in collaboration with organizations and leaders to get her message across to a wider audience. We are proud to have her with us today. Congratulations, and over to you, Manasi.
Thank you so much, Aparna ma'am, and thank you for arranging this Global Sustainability Awards. It is so inspiring to see change makers all over the globe doing amazing stuff, and to have them all together in this meet and to learn from them, it is such an honor. Thank you so much for arranging this. So, hello everyone, and again, good afternoon, good morning, good evening to wherever you are located. I am Manasi and I am 15, as Ms. Aparna said. So I do a lot of stuff apart from my, curriculars and studies. So I wrote and published 2 books last year, and both of these books, they try to bring in insight in society. So my first book is a fiction book because I am a huge bookaholic. So I wrote about this girl she's an inspiration for me as well. I created her character because I always had this image of, what a strong-willed girl should be. Obviously, everyone is different, but she's an inspiration for me, and she's what I thought I should be. So it is a mystery book, and it tries to, talk to people about not letting stereotypes bind you, especially girls, and just being yourself. So it's a fun read. And yeah, that's about my first book. My second one is a non-fiction one, and it deals with 9 ignored problems of the world, which are going severely unaddressed today. So I've written about these problems, and I've also tried to provide suggestions on how we can improve these problems, reduce them, or avoid them. So these are my 2 books. And with these books, I try to talk to people, I try to talk to students. In fact, just today afternoon, I conducted a workshop in a school where I interacted with grade 3, 4th, and 5 students, and it was fun. So this is what I try to do through my work. Um, I published these books when I was 14, and after that, I started writing my blog, and I started sending my articles, poems into magazines and uh, online publications. And I had the opportunity to be a columnist for an Indian newspaper, Robin Age, which is one of India's leading newspaper for children. So I work there as a STEM columnist, and I write about space science. So it's interesting, and it keeps me busy. And as a public speaker, I have spoken at some global conferences, and I recently spoke at a TEDx event also. So I was really delighted to speak at this TEDx stage, not because it is just a TEDx, which was my dream, and I was happy to finally achieve it. But I was more happy that I got to share it. I got to share my message on a global scale, and that was what made me really happy. So I did that, and currently I'm working on my startup, which I hope will be a widespread means through which I can address Gen Z. So that's about me. And I think what inspires me the most is, so many people that are doing amazing stuff at such a young age. I mean, there are people doing this even younger than me, and there are a couple of students present in this meet today who are way younger than me, and they have done so much incredible stuff. So all of these people really inspire me, and there are the SDGs as well. So I think the SDGs that really connect with me, and my work is SDG number 4, which is quality education, because I believe education is everyone's right. And I have talked about this SDG, in fact, in a couple of events.
So this is one of the events that really connects with me, one of the SDG that connects with me. And the next SDG, that is gender equality, SDG number 5, is also something that I work upon, because through my first book, I have tried to tell people about it. And so I think that is also an important SDG for me. And again, SDG number 9, which is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. So specifically about this, innovation is something that drives me, because I'm also a STEM researcher, and innovation is something I believe human need in order to progress and develop. And then climate action, which is goal number 13. This is, I don't really need to tell you how important it is. This is something that we have to focus our energy and our work upon. So I try to do that. And last goal, that is partnerships to achieve all of the SDGs. That is one of the best goals that I try to work upon. Even this event, it's sort of a partnership where we are trying to promote the sustainable goals. We're trying to promote sustainability. So that is an important SDG. And thank you so much for this award. I got really inspired when I was told, that I was nominated for this. So this keeps me motivated, and congratulations to all the achievers present in this meet, and even the guest speakers who have inspired me with their talks and their words. And of course, the organizers for thinking on such a large scale and bringing this to life. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Congratulations. Thank you so much, Manasi. Congratulations once again. Wish you all the best. The next winner in the youth category is Miss Prasiddhi Singh. Miss Prasiddhi Singh, age 9, is a class 4 student of Mahindra World School, Tamil Nadu, India. She is the founder of Prasiddhi Forest Foundation. She is a TEDx speaker and also the youngest keynote speaker of Harvard Model United Nations India. She has been recognized with the Prime Minister's National Child Award 2021 as the youngest social entrepreneur, and also awarded the Global Child Prodigy Award 2022. We are proud to have you with us. Oh, congratulations, and over to you, Prasiddhi.
Thank you so much for that generous introduction. So namaste from India. I'm Prasiddhi Singh. And being a biodiversity advocate, today I would like to take a few minutes of yours to share a perspective of nature. Rather, I should say Mother Nature and its biodiversity. Perhaps Mother Nature has been there for us when we needed it the most. Yet we have allowed our natural world and climate to reach breaking point, with significant number of species decline and some of our best loved species at risk of extinction. As the climate emergency intensifies, the threat to life on Earth becomes even greater. But we have the choice for a better and wider future, a future where entire biodiversity thrives alongside people, a future where nature helps us fight against climate change. We know that we need to stop burning fossil fuels, but we must also recognize the role of nature in helping us turn the tide. We must bring biodiverse species and their habitats back on an ambitious scale, in turn creating new livelihoods and protecting the planet for our generation. Our lives depend on it. Nature has extraordinary power to lock up carbon dioxide, to provide clean air and water. And for almost 3 years now, Prasiddhi Forest Foundation is planting trees and creating environmental awareness to put nature into recovery, bringing back precious native plants, bees, butterflies, and reintroducing chirping birds in our urban setup, which were lost for a while. I feel proud that Team GCPIT has recognized mine and my foundation efforts and awarded me this Global Sustainability Awards. Thank you so much and many congratulations to all the other awardees too. It feels great to connect with you all and hope to collaborate with each one of you. So I, on behalf of Prasiddhi Forest Foundation, welcomes all of you to join hands together. And remember, it's not too late to win the fight against the climate and nature crisis. Given the chance, nature can recover in the most remarkable ways. Besides, nature is ready to evolve. Are we humans ready to change too? Thank you.
Congratulations, Prasiddhi. You are doing an amazing job. And I'm getting goosebumps here listening to you. Thank you for joining us today. All the best for your future.
Thank you so much.
Let's now move on to the next category of awards, which is awards for not-for-profit businesses who are doing an amazing job towards sustainability. We have two winners in this category. Let me proudly present before you the winners in the not-for-profit category, Micro Electricity Generation Association, Mega Ireland. Mega is a not-for-profit research development in an incubation organization involving active energy citizens, communities, local authorities, research institutes, and both local and international energy tech companies. Mega owes its origins to the pioneering wind-generated design and development work carried out as early as the mid-70s on the most extreme and exposed Atlantic wind test sites in Ireland. Among the many outcomes was the modern governor systems, blade design fundamentals, and grid modulated inverters. For over a decade, Mega, in partnership with the South Dublin County Council, has been incubating new smart grid systems, and what has emerged is a highly automation-friendly, prosumer-based cellular smart grid system. Let me proudly invite the Managing Director, Micro Electricity Generation Association, Mega, Mr. Dudley Stewart, to receive the award on behalf of Mega. He's joining us all the way from Ireland. Congratulations, and over to you, Mr. Dudley.
Thank you all for letting me be here to represent the group of people that makes up the Micro Electricity Generation Association. Thank you to the wonderful organizers and here today, everyone. Empower and the Micro Electricity Generation Association is a small ecosystem, really, for sustainable development. It is really micro, but we say mega because, you know, small things make big. We are rooted in Ireland, but are thankfully spread across the globe. We focus on energy and climate change. Because energy today is a basic human right, which, as we know, is at the heart of the climate change problem as well. Generating and storing local energy in the form of electricity is particularly crucial. Because through electricity, we amplify communications. Through electricity, we can access all forms of appropriate and advanced technology at the same time. From learning at home and in the field, we have learned this is appropriate, sustainable, resilient, and regenerative. And thank you all again for supporting our little association, our work, and for recognizing us. We support you, and together we can. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dudley. Congratulations once again, and thank you so much for all the support you have been giving to GCPIT as well. Thank you. The next winner in the category of not-for-profit businesses is Glimmer of Hope Foundation, Ghana. Glimmer of Hope Foundation's main purpose is to support the needy but brilliant kids and their mothers, usually single mothers or just vulnerable women. That is the motivation that drives the foundation, and at the heart of supporting needy but brilliant kids. The foundation believes that as we support these women and kids, the benefits will in turn be felt in the economy with eradication of poverty and improvement in human resources as these kids become assets to Ghana and the world at large. To receive the award, we have with us the founder of Glimmer of Hope Foundation, Ms. Ernestina Mensah, all the way from Ghana. Congratulations, and over to you, Ernestina.
Thank you very much. A very good afternoon to everyone from Ghana. Glimmer of Hope Foundation has a single vision of using intentional education, mentorships, and capacity building to disrupt the cycle of poverty. So far, this is what drives the foundation. We believe that everyone deserves access to good education and at least the basic necessities of life. We will charge everyone to work on doing any little good they can wherever they are to overwhelm the world. We say a very big thank you for this award, and we will keep on doing what we can to impact the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ernestina, for joining us. Congratulations once again, and wish you all the very best. Now we move on to our next category of awards, the award for government organizations who have done significant work towards sustainability. And the winner in this category is National Water Mission, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India. To receive the award on behalf of National Water Mission, we have with us Mr. G. Ashok Kumar IAS, who is currently working as the Additional Secretary and Mission Director at National Water Mission, the Ministry of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation. Jal Shakti Abhiyan, or Catch the Rain campaign, initiated by the National Water Mission, nudged the states and all stakeholders to create appropriate rainwater harvesting structures suitable to the climatic conditions in subsoil strata to ensure the storage of rainwater, with people's active participation, as rains falling in 4 to 5 months of monsoon are the only source of water for most part of the country. During the campaign, more than 41 lakh water-related structures were either constructed or repaired, more than 38 crores of saplings were planted, and more than 58,000 crores were utilized for the activities completed with the funds of the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Joining us all the way from New Delhi, India, on behalf of National Water Mission, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India, is Mr. Ashok Kumar IAS. Congratulations, and over to you, sir. I think he has got an urgent meeting, and so let's move on to the next category of awards, the awards for for-profit businesses. And the winner is Innosis Shanghai, China. Innosis is an innovative sustainable energy solutions provider offering reliable and high-efficiency lithium-ion battery products worldwide. Their primary objective was contributing to the SDG goals in the direction of their mission, which is to provide the world with innovative sustainable energy solutions. They also deliver training and virtual industry tools to universities with a social responsibility purpose to increase awareness about affordable and clean energy. And to receive the award, we have with us all the way from Turkey, the CCO and co-founder of Innosis, Ms. Simay Akar. Congratulations, and over to you, Ms. Simay.
Thank you so much, Ms. Aparna. That's such an honor for us to being in here together with just like change makers for our globe, and we all feel responsible. Just like making just like our world greener place and making it more sustainable for future. So like that's why it's such a privilege for us as being nominated for this award, and together with these all valuable people and initiatives together. So like as you describe it very well, so like we focus on innovative sustainable energy solutions, well, in particular focusing on lithium-ion batteries and solutions, because we would like to provide the world of the innovative sustainable energy solutions with our knowledge and with our expertise. And we want to advance the best energy technologies to become the just like a clean tech provider for future generations. And we'll be actually continuously just contributing to sustainable development goals as much as we can to raise the next generation and make the world better and greener place. So and we feel responsible all together. So we are looking for cooperation across the globe with any possible way together contributing to sustainable development goals. Thank you so much on behalf of INOSES team.
Thank you, Ms. Sumay. And let's now move on to our next category of awards, the awards for individuals who have been doing amazing work towards sustainability. Let's meet the global leaders who have been doing amazing work in making our world a better place and dreaming of creating a better world for generations to come. Let me introduce the leaders one by one. First, we have with us the winner in the individual category of the Global Sustainable Awards 2021, Ms. Chai Chai. Ms. Chai Chai is the Chief of Gender Equality and Social Inclusion Section, Social Development Division of the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. Ms. Chai Chai leads UNESCAP's regional programs on advancing gender equality and social inclusion in the Asia-Pacific region, and she has over 20 years of rich experience with the United Nations at the country, sub-regional and regional levels, covering a wide range of socio-economic issues. Thank you so much for joining us, Ms. Chai Chai. She's joining us all the way from Bangkok, Thailand. Congratulations, and over to you.
Thank you, Ms. Aparna. I'm so delighted to receive this award on behalf of UNESCAP, the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. In the meantime, I'm deeply humbled by this great honor. Among the gathering today are thought leaders and change makers from government, business, civil society, who are creating enormous impacts through your actions and innovations to transform the world. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development is an ambitious agenda that addresses the social, economic, and environmental dimensions of development, which are intricately interconnected. It is a people-centered agenda that aims to achieve equitable and universal access to education, healthcare, social protection, and decent work. Without taking care of our people, we cannot ensure sustainability of our planet. At the UNESCAP, I led a team that focused on gender equality and social inclusion to create an enabling environment to support women and disadvantaged groups. We work with governments, the private sector, and civil society organizations to develop policy and strategies to enhance women's access to financial services and digital solutions so that women entrepreneurs can flourish. Also, there are about 1 billion people living with disabilities in the world who face persistent barriers and inequalities. We work to enhance the inclusion of persons with disabilities, to contribute their talents and skills, to participate equally in social, economic, and public life. The SDGs can only be achieved through strengthening partnership of governments, the private sector, civil society, academia, and international organizations. As the Secretary General of the United Nations said, we need everyone on board to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. As we weather and ride out the COVID-19 pandemic, let's join hands to help those who are in need, to protect the planet, to build stronger, more resilient economies, and more inclusive societies where no one will be left behind. Thank you, GCPIT, for this award, which truly belongs to all the team members I work with. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Chai Chai, for joining us today. Congratulations once again. And next we have with us the winner of the individual category of the Global Sustainable Awards 2021, Ms. Urvashi Prasad. Ms. Urvashi is the director and part of the senior management team at the Development Monitoring and Evaluation Office, Niti Aayog, Government of India, the premier policy think tank of the Indian government. She has extensive experience in health, nutrition, sanitation, gender, and public policy. She has been a part of the core team supporting the work of the Government of India's Empowered Group 1 for managing COVID-19 pandemic in the country. She is also a member of the task force for overseeing the implementation of Sustainable Development Goals in India and co-authored India's first voluntary national review presented at the United Nations High-Level Political Forum on Sustainable Development in 2017. Joining us all the way from New Delhi, India is Ms. Urvashi Prasad. Congratulations and over to you, Ms. Urvashi.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I'm on the go. I'm in the car. Today's just been a very busy day, so apologies, for any poor connectivity, etc. But I did want to make sure I'm here. Thank you very much. It's really sort of an honor to be amongst all these amazing people doing incredible work. And I think I was listening to the young people especially, and that really inspired me. And also gave a lot of hope that, we have such young people who are so committed to sustainability, who are so committed to making sure we have a better world. So I think that is really, it's really an honor to be included with all such people. And I mean, for me, I think it's, sustainability is at the heart of everything that we do. We need to care for the world, for the planet, for the environment. And we also need to, I think that's something I'm very passionate about, is address the inequities that we face in any sector that we work in. Public health, gender, these are sectors that I work in and care very strongly about. And these sectors have massive inequities. So I think, our focus really needs to be on these. And this is what I try to do in my work in my own small way. And also, of course, work on the SDGs, something that my organization is also involved with. So yeah, I'm once again, thank you very, very much for inviting me here and also for giving me this award. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Urvashi, for joining us. Next, we have the winner in the individual category of Global Sustainable Awards 2021, Professor Dr. Bharat Dahiya. Professor Dr. Bharat Dahiya is the Director of Research Center for Sustainable Development and Innovation at the School of Global Studies, Thammasat University, Bangkok, and an extraordinary professor at the School of Public Leadership, Stellenbosch University, South Africa. Professionally serving over 30 countries around the world, Dr. Bharat has recently completed 25 years of his global journey that started in October 1996. He combines cutting-edge research, policy analysis, and development practice aimed at examining and tackling socioeconomic, environmental, and governance issues in the global urban context. Prasad Bharat is joining us all the way from Bangkok. Congratulations, and over to you, Dr. Bharat.
Thank you, Aparna. Excellencies, friends, ladies and gentlemen, warm greetings from Bangkok. It's an honor to be with all of you. What a wonderful event this is, inspiring as well as promising. The journey to sustainability is very, very long. The process that will take us there is sustainable development. In this process, all of us are consciously engaged in making our own contributions. Our paths may be based on our own unique gifts, interests, and skills, but these different paths have a common goal, and that is sustainability. I most humbly receive the Global Sustainability Award 2021, particularly as a pat of encouragement for the long road that lays ahead. I'm profoundly grateful to those who have supported me in this journey, my parents, my family, my teachers, advisors, and mentors, my colleagues, my friends. They have believed in me and have been there when I needed them most. I thank the Global Council for the Promotion of International Trade for conferring this award. And my special thanks go to Aparna and Santosh. Taking this opportunity, I would like to congratulate all those who receive the Global Sustainability Awards today and all the speakers for inspiring all of us. Let's move forward. Let's move together towards achieving sustainability. And let us share this tough but wonderful and rewarding journey together. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bharat. I think, and next we have with us the winner in the individual category of the Global Sustainable Awards 2021, Ms. Sara Abbas. Ms. Sara Abbas is a global leader, a fashion designer, inventor, and founder of Always a Muse. She is a multifaceted personality and the founder of a portfolio of brands encompassing her innovative designer fashion label, a diversity-focused talent agency, and a not-profit organization, each focused on solving problems. She serves on the Forbes Council and partners with several international organizations to help empower others and lead by example. Unfortunately, she couldn't join us today, but she has sent us a video message. Let's listen to her message all the way from San Diego. Ms. Sara Abbas.
It's a complete honor and pleasure to be here today with all of you to celebrate something that I never thought I would see. Years ago, when I was dreaming up my fashion line, Always a Muse, I remember thinking something about the industry and believing that it was full of innovation and full of desire to create change and full of not just style but also people who wanted to do things differently. And as I ventured into the industry, I learned that it was something a little bit different. It was very challenging. in order to create things in a different way, to invent new styles, to make things that people could wear over and over, cherish for years, to make quality items that were timeless, things that didn't get tossed out when one season was over. It was a lot more challenging than I ever expected. And seeing fashion growing up, I would always think, why don't they just change this? Or why don't they do this differently? But now that I'm in the industry, I see why. And it's certainly not an industry that makes it easy to do things sustainably. And so for that reason, this is an incredible honor to be receiving this award today. And even more mind-blowing for me is the fact that there's so many people here today that are also on this path towards helping the planet, towards a better future, towards improving humanity in general. And oh my goodness, what a time to be alive. So congratulations to everyone who's here, and thank you for facilitating this incredible gathering. It's truly such a blessing to be surrounded by this sort of talent, this kind of innovation, and to have this reach that actually is global. It's nothing short of amazing. So thank you again. I feel very blessed. I look forward to sharing this with the world, and count me in on any of your sustainable endeavors moving forward. We're here to help make change. Thank you so much, and congratulations again to everyone involved.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sara. Next, we have with us the winner in the individual category of the Global Sustainable Awards 2021, Dr. Ravindra Viktal Khali. Dr. Ravindra Khali is a Scientist D, National Institute of Hydrology, Roorkee. He joined the National Institute of Hydrology, Roorkee, an R&D organization under Ministry of Water Resources, Ministry of Jal Shakti from 2010 as a Scientist B. Presently, he is serving as Scientist D at Western Himalayan Regional Center, Jammu, since April 2016. His research interest includes hydrological and hydraulic modeling, remote sensing, and GIS applications in hydrology, climate and LULC, impact on water resources, IWRM, water-related disaster management, and SDGs, etc. He is involved as PI and co-PI in a numerous institute-funded, sponsored, and consultancy research projects of national importance. Dr. Ravindra Viktal Khali is joining us all the way from Jammu and Kashmir, India. And congratulations, sir. Over to you. Over to you.
Thank you, Aparna madam, and thank you, Ganesh sir. It was really a good treat for me to listen respected chief guest, and especially young leaders, Arnai and Riya. So everyone, namaste, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. Where are you from? Listening me. I am greatly honored to receive this award. Thank you, Global Council for Promotion of International Trade, GCPIT, for finding me suitable for this prestigious award. I humbly accept this award. I want to dedicate this award to those who are making constant effort to achieve sustainable development goals. Regarding this award, I am very much thankful to my PhD supervisor, Professor M. Perumal, who introduced me to field of hydrology, water resources at Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee. I thankful to Dr. Sharad Jain, ex-director, National Institute of Hydrology, Roorkee, Dr. Jaivir Tyagi, sir, Director NIH, and my head, Dr. M.K. Goyal. And also Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India, for deputing me at National Graduate Institute for Policy Studies, GRIPS, Tokyo, Japan, and International Center for Water Hazard and Risk Management, Tsukuba, Japan, where I introduced to Sustainable Development Goal in more details. Particularly, I am thankful to my supervisor, Professor Toshio Koike, Executive Director, ICHAM, and Chairman, River Council of Japan, and Dr. Tamakawa Sensei, who introduced me to advanced technology to deal with water-related disaster risk reduction, because this is a hot topic nowadays. Last but not least, I am thankful to my parents, brothers, sisters, friends, and seniors who are supporting me. One thing regarding sustainable development, our nation father Mahatma Gandhi told that nature has given enough to fulfill our needs, but it is not enough to fulfill our greed. And this principle really guiding principle for sustainable development goal, because sustainable development goal is development which meet the needs of present generation without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. So sustainable development call for concerted effort toward building an inclusive, sustainable, and resilient future for people and planet. Basically, I work for sustainable cities and community, and in this sector, when I talk in this sector, global warming will have tremendous ramification for people's well-being, particularly in terms of water, vector-borne contagious diseases. Global warming could pose hazard to human health and well-being by triggering rises in extreme weather and climate-related events like floods, drought, heat wave, and air pollution. And we already facing this problem. Projection related to global warming show an increase in recurrence and extent of natural disaster that will influence the global community and environment. Therefore, overall, almost 58% cities in the world are highly exposed to the at least one of the 6 natural disasters, that is floods like cyclone, earthquake, drought, landslide, or volcanic eruptions. And out of these, flood contribute damage to the inhabitant around 44%. The majority of the world cities with high risk are located in East Asia, China, Taiwan, and Philippines, and Japan on the basis of their degree of exposure to natural hazard. And when we see globally, sea level are estimated to rise by 1.1 meter by 2100 if countries are not able to restrict emission according to report by IPCC. Therefore, it is our duty. The metropolitan planners and decision makers need to reinforce vigilance and adaptation strategy to tackle the increasing impact of natural hazard, and with the target of according to sustainable development goal. As a sustainable development goals are for all of us, so it is responsibility of each and every one of us to contribute for this noble cause. Once again, I am thankful to Global Council for Promotion of International Trade for hosting Sustainable Development Summit 2021, which provided a global stage to listen the voices from various leaders around the globe, and also hosting the Global Sustainability Award 2021. So in accepting this award, I would like to say that I am confident that we can and we will rise to this challenge. Thank you very much. Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Ravindra. Khali. Congratulations once again. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, madam.
Next winner in the individual category of the Global Sustainable Awards 2021 is Ms. Simai Akar. Ms. Simai is an entrepreneur with reputable corporate industrial background and experience in the energy industry. She specialized in photovoltaic manufacturing, battery storage for electric vehicles, and renewable energy technologies, and the clean energy market development. Ms. Akar is currently the Chief Commercial Officer and co-founder at Innosis. She has been serving several volunteer membership and leadership positions in different areas, including mainly global committees of IEEE humanitarian technology activities. Let's have Simai once again. She is joining us all the way from Turkey. Congratulations, Simai, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Aparna, and I'm so honored for receiving them. And first of all, again, well, I just gave the speech on behalf of UNOSIS, and here, it's another honor receiving that. Thank you so much to you and Mr. Santosh and GCPIT team, just like providing such wonderful platform and opportunity for all of us to recognizing all the change makers. So it's very important to be passionate. So to what you do. So we are all passionate for the sustainable development, and we are all passionate to our fields. So same for me is for the clean energy technologies deployment. So I would like to just highlight one more time. Let's inspire each other to make the world a better place together. We can only do it by collaborating, learning from each other, and also just supporting each other to grow together in all our fields. So that's why this recognition, from the young ages to all the experience, just dedicated people here is really important. So thank you so much for providing this opportunity. So I would like to keep inspiring and being inspired from all of you, from all the wonderful people to make the world a better place. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Simay, for joining us today. Congratulations once again. Wish you all the very best. And next, we have the winner in the individual category of the Global Sustainable Awards 2021, Ms. Noha Hefny. Ms. Noha is the founder and CEO of People of Impact, a social impact innovation platform and network, helping people and organizations deliver social impact and advance the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Noha is an award-winning humanitarian, corporate leader, and serial social entrepreneur with 2 decades of global experience in social impact, communications, and strategic partnerships. Unfortunately, Ms. Noha couldn't join us today. She has sent us a video message. Let us listen to her.
Delighted to be recognized today and to accept this award. It is only going to strengthen our conviction to continue driving for impact in communities around the world and to enable people of impact in communities, social innovators, community leaders, NGO leaders, and youth with the passion to transform our world through the power of implementing the SDGs and coming up with innovative solutions. Thank you very much for the recognition, and we look forward to greater partnerships and more concerted action where, through collaboration, we can advance and co-create better solutions for a more sustainable future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Noha. Now let's move on to the award winners in the youth category again. We have with us Ms. Mariam Oizal Aliyu. She is the founder and executive director of LETSI. She is from Kogi State in Nigeria, and her goal is to support women's participation and inclusion towards ending gender inequalities. She's a medical radiographer by profession, multi-premier by passion, and a gender advocate by mission. She's a youth with a vision of change. She is a gender advocate, and in her work with survivors of gender-based violence, she has handled cases of women being killed because of domestic violence. She counsels them and supports them to reactivate a livelihood skill for them to be able to cater to their needs. So congratulations, and over to you, Ms. Mariam. Let's listen. Mariam, are you there?
Thank you very much, everyone. Aparna, Santosh, can you hear me?
Yes.
So I am overwhelmed with gratitude to have been selected to receive the Global Sustainability Award Thank you all so much for being here to share in this occasion. I am so honored to have my work on gender justice, gender and humanitarian work by Global Council on the Promotion of International Trade recognized, and also by the representative Aparna and Santosh. I'm really grateful. And this work, I wouldn't say that I did it alone. So definitely permit me to also appreciate the effort of my colleagues, the program officers, the monitoring and evaluation officers, and the volunteers, as well as every other person who have supported the work of LETSI to ensure completion, especially in response, in emergency response to gender-based violence survivors in Northeast Nigeria. And also, I hope that this recognition of my work can serve as an inspiration to others in this field. Remember, if my work can be recognized, yours can also be recognized too. And I look forward to bringing about much more positive changes. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's highly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mariam, for joining us all the way from Nigeria. Congratulations and keep doing amazing work. Next winner in the youth category is Miss Paulina Mishrikova. She is the founder of Art of Communication. She has 3+ years of professional experience in media outlets and sustainability. Currently consults businesses on SDG agenda, prepares educational products on communication, as well as organizes networking events to support entrepreneurship among beginners. In the free time, she leads a blog on Instagram on sustainable development in support of the SDG 4 and 17, for which she received a finalist nomination in the section of social issues promotion. Ms. Paulina is joining us all the way from Moscow, Russia. Congratulations, and over to you.
To everyone from Moscow. Happy to see everyone, humbled to be present today among such amazing guests and professionals and young leaders and people from all over the world. It's such a pleasure to be here and to have received such an inspirational award for the job that I do. I am very much grateful. Thank you. Thank you to the organizers of this event that have made it possible and made this amazing platform to reunite all the people. Frankly speaking, I am deeply inspired by all the people that have spoken today, and this is what keeps the flame in you in the challenging times, and this is what helps to continue the work that I do as well. For me, sustainability is not only about nature, planet, which are of course very much important topics, but also about the minds of people and how people are able to be united and continue this topic of sustainability. So I strongly believe that if we are educated about the topic, we are familiar with it, and we are able to create partnerships, we will be able to resolve all of these problems step by step. Of course, we are thinking here in a very much positive way that we will be able to do the best in the upcoming year of 2030. So in my job, I seek to spread awareness about sustainability and also support projects that somehow contribute to the better life of the society. And I'm very much appreciate that one of the projects is currently being recognized and has attracted the attention of the television, and I am very much pleased that we are moving forward in that. So thank you again. It's amazing to hear all of this about your success and what you're doing, all of this wonderful job. And yeah, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to participate, to speak, and to have been given a chance to be present at this event. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Paulina, for joining us all the way from Moscow. Next winner in the youth category is Ms. Victoria Yates. When Victoria was a student at the University of Portsmouth, she led environmental campaigns while working as the liaison officer for Wireless Wild Sustainable Solutions, an enterprise that aims to fill the gap in ecosystem health data. From competing to running the programs on the campus, to running the Impact Summit for EMINA, to assisting the CEO and COO on the Global Accelerator Program, the Hull Prize, partnered with the UN, the SDGs has always been a focus throughout her work experience. She now studies climate change, development, and policy at one of the top universities in the world and aims to use her knowledge to solve the climate crisis within the UNEP one day. All the way from UK, we have with us Ms. Victoria Yates. Congratulations, and over to you.
Hello, I'm so sorry about that. My Wi-Fi's been dropping in and out, but I'm here now on my phone, so hopefully it holds out. I'd like to say thank you so much for the GCPIT, for the Global Sustainability Award, and congratulations to everyone else today who has collected awards. It's so inspiring as a student to be included in a ceremony of this prestige, alongside others who are already well established in the world of sustainability. With all of our efforts combined, the world is definitely a better place. So thank you to all of you for working on the problems that our world desperately needs to solve. I'm at the start of my journey after studying international development for 3 years, which is based around the UN Sustainable Development Framework, and now specialising in climate change development and policy at the University of Sussex. Often I feel that development, climate change and business are treated as separate topics in both theory and practice. So when I'm sure that most of us here would agree that integrated and coordinated solutions is exactly what the world needs. That's what I've aimed to do through my endeavours in social entrepreneurship thus far. To use a specific example of one of my projects, I'm currently in a team of 3 other students who have developed a new innovation to help to quantify the losses in biodiversity. So this is using image and sound recognition to fill the gap in ecological data. We have just over 8 years left now to transform the insufficient and self-destructive trajectory that our systems of production have caused in recent years, and in order to improve our futures and the futures of those from the generations to follow. Through my other own experiences of working on local social and environmental campaigns in my universities, in my local communities, and for NGOs and international organisations, such as the Hull Prize, I've been trying to advocate for sustainable development within my student network so far. I'm looking forward to entering the world of work officially after completing my master's and taking the step to advocate for sustainable development outside of my student networks too. Networks is actually something I wanted to highlight, as I really feel that platforms like this have such an impact on building networks of those who care, those who want to make change, those who already do make change, and those who together can make even more change. So on that note, thank you once again for GCPIT for creating this opportunity for us all to connect in a bid for a stronger interconnected approach to sustainability.
Thank you so much, Ms. Victoria, for joining us today. Congratulations once again. And next, we have the winner in the youth category, Ms. Ashley Gokin. Ms. Ashley is a 3rd-generation entrepreneur, technologist, public speaker, and voice in the global smart city revolution. Passionately driven by the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, she co-founded Opalus to design unique solutions for the sustainable cities of tomorrow, with the citizen at the heart of it all. In 2020, Opalus consulted with the city of Aurora, Illinois, the 2nd largest city in the state next to Chicago, to finalize and release their latest sustainability plan, which includes various innovative goals and initiatives for the city to implement between now through 2030. All the way from Illinois, United States, we have with us Ms. Ashley Gokin. Congratulations, Ashley, over to you.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you so much, Aparna. It is such a true honor and delight to be included in today's events and to have heard from such spectacular speakers. I know everyone else that's included today is walking away so inspired and so empowered by what we've heard. I would love to share just a little bit about why this means just so much to me, to have the opportunity to connect with others who share the same goals. So you already shared a little bit about Opolis. But for me, it started when I was pretty young. So I found the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals when I was just starting to get into high school. And I remember being so excited and energized to have found a breakdown, something that made these giant challenges that at many times seemed impossible. How could any one person or even a group of people go about tackling this? And finding a way to kind of break it down into bite-sized pieces where we could really get together and make a difference towards this. So at the time, I set the Sustainable Development Goals as the background on my computer and spent each day looking at those, trying to realize how I could work towards those each and every day, in even the smallest of ways. Then I channeled that energy and excitement when I got into university and ended up pioneering the first degree of its kind to be offered at Pennsylvania State University. The degree that I received this last year was in global business and sustainable development. After working in technology for smart cities, I then co-founded Opolis alongside my sister, where we focus on helping smart cities and smart villages work towards achieving the SDGs. In addition, we create content and showcase the amazing projects our partners are doing around the globe to raise awareness and to educate on the latest climate change solutions. In addition to this, I serve as the ambassador for the United Nations Association Chicago chapter. And at the core of all of this, I just want to thank the Global Council for the promotion of international trade from the bottom of my heart. It is truly such an honor to receive this recognition and to be included alongside so many inspiring individuals. I genuinely believe the shared passion and commitment of the community that you are cultivating through GCPIT has the power to take on our planet's greatest challenges. It brings hope and inspires action. And I also want to thank two people that, for me, I share this award with: my mentors, teammates, and greatest supporters, my mother and my sister. It is because of them that I wake up each day wanting others to experience the same support, nurturing, encouragement, and the belief that each person can make a lasting impact. I look forward to working alongside, collaborating, and championing all that are part of today's events as we work together towards making this world a better place. Thank you, and please, everyone that's included today, please reach out to me. I would love to be of support in any way I can. Thank you again so much.
Thank you, Ms. Ashley, for the really inspiring words. Congratulations once again, and thank you so much for joining us today. And next winner in the youth category is Ms. Hasini Lakshmi Narayan. She is a 13-year-old child social activist, the youngest freelance writer for the Hindu in School, founder, The First Step, and board member in Child Chapter NGO. Her mission is to empower youth through her interviews and seminars. She also works on creating awareness of the SDGs. Her major focus is on India, and she has 15 members in her core team and 100+ youth ambassadors who support her mission. All the way from Tamil Nadu, India, we have Ms. Hasini Lakshmi Narayan. Congratulations, Hasini, and over to you.
so much. Well, those are my social handles in case you want to connect with me. I'm Hasini Lakshmi Narayanan. First of all, I congratulate all of the awardees in along with me. And I'm so admired to you, Aparna ma'am, because I am also a host myself. And, hosting alone for these many hours is not a simple task. So being on the other side, I can relate to it. Now, this is my journey. I started the First Step venture when I was 12 years old. I've loved public speaking since I was 4, and I have always had a dream to inspire children. So I came with this concept of interviewing young achievers, where I interview children who have achieved at a young age to inspire a million other youths out there. And Prasad, Arnai, Manasi, and Riyadh as well are few people whom I've interviewed. I've interviewed about 90 plus children so far past the year. And though, I'm very, very happy for them and as well for them to be speakers in here and awardees in as well. And so apart from this, I also do freelancing for the Hindu School Edition, writing articles about the young achievers. Now, I'm also a TED speaker. I did my TED on April of 2021, and I'm about to do one soon enough on climate change. I'm soon to be an author. I'm currently writing a book on young achievers and not only this, but I've done various sessions and seminars in schools and colleges in about 50 plus forums, spreading awareness about the SDG goals, spreading awareness about youth empowerment, because it's my favorite subject to talk on. Not only this, yet again, but I have an initiative in the First Step, where I can say it as a movement instead, called the Youth Ambassadorship, where youth can directly volunteer to being a part of the First Step. And we do a lot of fun activities together, attending a lot of seminars, sessions, and together we're on this chain of knowledge where we spread awareness. And apart from this, and other thing which I'm passionate about is arts. I love arts, and I do graduation in an art school. I love public speaking, and India having about close to around 39% of population which belongs to youth. Why not bring in youth empowerment in here? Because sustainability is something which is very, very important when it comes to today's world. When I actually heard about the SDG goals, I was previously doing sessions and seminars on really inspirational talks and motivational sessions close around, but then when I actually wanted to be one social activist, a social entrepreneur, that's when I started reading about it and I got to know about the SDG goals. Since then, I've been doing a lot of work related to empowering children through social networking and inspiring them. So this is my first award for being a global sustainable awardee. So I'm very, very happy and pleased to get it. And yeah, thank you so much. I learned from everybody, and I learned from each and every single one of you, even the awardees and including the speakers in as well. It's a huge opportunity. So I thank both Santosh sir and Aparna ma'am for this honor. Thank you. And please do connect with me. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Hasini. You are doing amazing work. I have seen your interviews, and it was really nice. You have a great future. And thank you for joining us today. Congratulations once again. The next winner in the youth category is Ms. Khulud bin Manzoor. Fueled by her dedication to gender equality and diplomatic relations, she is an activist dedicated to advocating women and children's rights in Tunisia. Ms. Khulud was recognized for her activism through multiple awards and now works with several international NGOs. She is recently appointed as African Youth Ambassador for Peace with African Union for North Africa. She is also working as a co-chair for the Youth Against Slavery movement, which advocates the role of youth in eliminating modern slavery and supports the human rights global entities. All the way from Tunisia, we have with us Ms. Khulud bin Manzoor. Congratulations, Ms. Khulud, and over to you.
thank you very much for this amazing opportunity that gather us all today. A wonderful ceremony filled with inspiring leaders from different to be here with you today, representing youth in my region and my country. Giving youth a space and an opportunity to speak up and to share their work and their activism. And I would like to dedicate this to Mr. Santosh for believing in youth and for granting them always an opportunity in all the event honor. Again, I have been senior leaders to young 9 years old with African Union and to contribute more to the SDGs. We have different sections as African ambassadors on peace to work on, mostly to promote sustainability and peace building through our work as youth. But as a person who comes from climate change and green background and environmental advocate, I will for sure dedicate an entire plan for this goal. And I hope that we can contribute more and more to the road to the SDGs 2030. I would like to congratulate all the winners today, and I cannot wait for more achievements. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Khulud bin Mansoor. Congratulations once again. And now we have the next winner, and this is the last award of this day, and he is none other than Mr. Yusuf Liadi Abiodun. One of the most promising and fast-rising respected Nigerian youth who has over the years built himself around youth, political involvement, good governance, humanitarianism, economic restructuring and reform. He founded the Youth Leadership Parliament, YLP Nigeria, and out of his humanitarian kindness and foresight, he also founded the Yusuf Liadi Abiodun Foundation, YLA Foundation, a not-profit organization that caters to meet the immediate urgency of the needy and the less privileged in the society. All the way from Nigeria, we have Mr. Yusuf Liadi Abiodun joining us to talk about his journey. Congratulations, and over to you. I think Mr. Yusuf is not here. Can anyone see Mr. Yusuf? So that was the last award of the category, youth category, and he's there, not there. I can see the message that he is not there. So that was the last award of tonight, and let us now go to the closing remarks by global chairperson, Ms. Rita Kakadisha. She's the global chairperson of Women's Wing, that is a W Combinator. So let's have a video from her.
Thank you all for coming together today, and to our award winners in particular for your remarkable successes and efforts to carry out the UN's 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Thank you, Aparna and Santosh in particular, and the entire GCPIT team for organising such an important forum for change. As we have all heard today, sustainability is a guiding principle for achieving human development goals while preserving natural systems capacity in providing natural resources and ecosystem services that our economy and society can rely on. We have heard about the importance of ESG, personal accountability, and the digital revolution. According to World Bank data, SMEs account for approximately 90% of businesses and 50% of gross domestic product. Additional calculations by the World Bank indicate that SMEs have the potential to generate the 600 million jobs required to absorb the global workforce by the year 2030. The SDG targets are high and require change in public and private activities, and it's essential and expected that sustainable business models will open more than $12 trillion in global GDP, 380 million jobs, and have more than half of them located in developing countries. It's also important to summarize that from a business perspective, and given that so many of us SMEs are here today, to bear in mind that ignorance is costly, where inaction has growing business costs as rising environmental and social burdens stifle future growth, regulatory risk and reputational risk can also occur. Remember, aligning business strategies with SDGs means that companies can offer ESG and SDG relevant technologies and solutions throughout their organizations. Don't forget also that no single company can achieve the SDGs on their own. We must all work together. And better data equals better choices, whereby the SDGs can change governance and transparency. So thank you once again for all that you do, and keep changing the world through your sustainable initiatives. Remember, together we can. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you so much, Rita, for that amazing closing remarks. What an amazing event. And we are closing this year with amazing energy and with great hopes for the future. All our winners and all our speakers and award winners have given us so much of inspiration and hope that we are now sure that our future is in safe hands. Kudos to all the award winners. Thank you so much for all the good work you are doing and just being just the amazing people that you are. I'm not taking the name of each of the winners, but on behalf of GCPIT, I congratulate all of you and thank you all for joining us today. Keep doing the great work in the coming years as well, and let us together create the change we wish to see in the world, as Mahatma Gandhi said. I wish to thank our chief guests, Sri Vinamra Mishra and Mr. Richard Lucky, for honoring us with your presence and for inspiring us. I wish to thank our guests of honors for taking some time out of the busy schedule and joining us today and energizing us with their short but powerful speeches. And we thank all the members and well-wishers of GCPIT for their constant support and encouragement. Stay with us, keep inspiring us and keep encouraging us so that we keep doing the world-class work we have been doing in the last 2 years. Thank you once again for joining us today. Wish you all a Merry Christmas and very Happy New Year from the entire team of GCPIT. See you in the new year. And this is just Aparna G. Kumar signing off. Take care, stay safe, enjoy your holidays. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good new year.
Thank you very much.
Keep in touch. Let's work together.
Thank you so much.
Magic in the coming years. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the great work, great ceremony. Bye-bye.